Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the City Witch and today we're going to be reviewing these brand new Oracle decks that recently came out on the market. These are both produced by Rockpool and the author is Travis McHenry, and you might recognise the name. Travis is a well-known occultist in the witchy spiritual occult community. He's already produced some really interesting decks and these are his newest additions to the collection. So first of all, we have Demon of the Day advice deck. So these are just really cute little decks that you can get that help you connect with certain spirits. There is a number of different decks on the market now exactly like this. They come in these tiny little cute boxes. You can pop them in your pocket, your handbag, your rucksack, take them on the go on holidays or place them on your altar and just pull a card a day, your choice. I have one other deck like this and it was Lucy Cavendish Dragon Magic little advice deck, and I use that when I work with my dragon guides. So when I saw that Travis was producing one for working with the demons, I thought, brilliant, wonderful idea. Why has no one else ever thought of this? So I absolutely wanted to get this deck and add it into my collection. So they come in these really cute little boxes, and that's what the back and the sides look like. And then on the back it says, fiendish inspirations from the Goetic demons. These 40 messages are from the infernal spirits that helped King Solomon build his temple during ancient times. The demons will help you overcome your weaknesses by revealing the truth hidden in the shadows. Wonderful. There we go, guys. And then the top is magnetic. And then we have some instructions. So how to use the cards. Shuffle the deck while thinking of a question or problem. Then draw a card and let the wisdom of the servant demon assist you. Or draw a card each morning to fill your day with infernal energy. The sigil on the back of each card uses Kabbalistic magic to connect you with a Goetic demon. These cards may be used as a companion to the occult tarot to provide added clarification during readings. Now, I personally don't use my copy of the occult tarot for tarot readings. I actually use mine for rituals, magic, spells, and connecting with my infernal spirits. And they make great gateways and tools for meditation and spiritual journey and travel. So that's how I use that tarot personally, because I just couldn't connect with it as a tarot deck. But as an occult tool, it was absolutely fantastic. And my friend actually uses his angel tarot the exact same way to work with her angel Reiki. So you don't have to use these things as an oracle or a tarot. You can use them in multiple different ways, guys. So for me, this is going to be something that's going to sit on my infernal altar when I'm working with them, meditating with them. I can draw a card, I can ask a question, I can get clarification on something or some guidance, and that is how I plan to use these. Now, moving the box to one side, this is the cards. So they are quite small. They fit quite nicely in the palm of my hand. The cardstock is pretty good. It snaps back. They are slightly glossy, but not too much. And they have kind of a matte feel to them. They have lovely round edging and this beautiful red backing. And as he stated, all of these sigils on the back, they are the seals for each of the demons. So all the cards have a completely different seal based on the demon. If you're not sure of the demon itself before you turn it over, it actually says the name around the seal. So that is what the back looks like. And then the cards themselves, and I won't go through all of these, guys, because obviously I don't want to read out every single message and you know exactly what you're getting, but I will look at a few of the cards. So they have this beautiful white backing, the name of the demon and a little image, and then a message. So this one is Fornius, and he says, respect and admiration from others comes easily with success. Is the goal you're pursuing truly worthwhile? So this is kind of like just a little look at some of the cards. So Valak, we have hidden dangers may yield unexpected good fortune. These should be discovered naturally and without force. So it's kind of like riding the tide or the stormy waters, and it will actually lead to something good. So just get through it now, the hardship, and you will be rewarded. That's kind of the message there. They said they're all pretty much the same, guys. Here's Boone. I've actually started working with Duchess Boone. She's a very interesting energy. She is excellent for prosperity, money magic, growth, and one of her personal favourite things is dedicating gardening to her because she loves gardening and nature and plants, which I thought was interesting. So she'd be really good spirit to work with for a herbalist or a green witch. So Duchess Boone, her advice would be connect with your ancestors and ask them for guidance. Wisdom and wealth awaits in equal abundance. So as I said, she's really good for abundance, prosperity magic. So there you go. So that's the message from Boone. So these are kind of the cards. They said they're just really simple cards, just lovely little advice and wisdom. Whoops. I feel like Payman wanted to say something then. So Payman says, doubts will be eliminated, replaced by knowledge and the crown of wisdom. Pay attention to your visions and thoughts. Interesting. Is that a message for me or for you guys? What do you think? So there you go. So that's the deck. I'll pop them away. I just wanted to show that off just so you are aware of it, and if you're interested you can go ahead and purchase that from Amazon. This actually only cost me about a tenner, so it honestly was really cheap. It's a lovely little addition for meditations and getting extra guidance from the infernal spirits, and it's great for tapping into infernal energy for the day and just kind of pulling a card a day and applying their wisdom to your life. So yeah, so I really like that. For me, that's a 10 out of 10. It's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly what I was missing on my infernal altar, and it's definitely a lovely addition to my collection. Now for the good bit. So this here is the Oracle of Heaven and Hell by Travis McHenry. So harness the power of the angels and demons. Now this deck is a reprint of this exact deck that he's already done. So just to kind of show you, this was from the original and this is what they look like. So they had this really old kind of feel to them with the sepia kind of look and old kind of drawings and doodles. They were designed to look like ancient and powerful. And then you get the demon and you get the angel. So this one is card number 1 from the deck. So we have anger, and when you turn it up for the angel, you have new beginnings. So that is kind of the deck. As you can see, it's like a normal tarot size as well. So it's much smaller and it has this nice gold gilding on the side. So this particular deck, when he brought it out, which I believe was nearly 2 years ago now, but don't quote me on that, was quite a special edition. It came in a beautiful velvet box with a divination coin, instructions. There was a beautiful velvet pouch, and then also the Grimoire of Heaven and Hell, which was the guidebook, which had loads of information about working with angels and demons and rituals, offerings that you can make to them, different ways to work with them, summon them, and so on and so forth. So it was really an occultist dream. And I bought my copy and it cost me like 150 quid, guys. It was expensive. So when I saw that he was bringing this deck out again, but a slightly kind of cheaper, more affordable option, I was like, I'm definitely going to buy this because I'm terrified to use this in anything but readings because I don't want to damage it because it was so precious and expensive. But this, I can buy this really easily anywhere. I'm not saying I'm going to damage it, obviously, because that isn't the plan. But should I work a ritual and say fire gets out of control? Because, you know, I'm a witch. We work with fire. We also work with oils and, you know, wax and, you know, and all sorts of things that can wreck cards and get on them and stain them. So I didn't want to wreck this deck because it's so expensive and precious and there's only so many made. But this one, I was like, if I get another copy, I can use this in spells and rituals. I can have this on my altar. And if anything happens, you know, goddess forbid, but should it, I can replace this one more easily. So that was my logic and line of thinking. Anyway, so this is the deck and this is what the box looks like. I love the box. The box is so beautiful and interesting. On the back, it says, there can be no light without darkness or darkness without light. Functioning as either a tarot or an oracle, every card in this deck combines infernal and divine powers via a goetic demon and the Kabbalistic angel that rules over it. In addition, the astrological meaning of each spirit is included and their summoning sigil shown behind them. The cards have both positive and negative meanings, which should not be seen as either good or bad, but simply as two parts of a whole. This deck includes 72 cards and a guidebook, and like I said, it is produced by Rockpool, just like the smaller guidance deck. And this is what the back looks like. Beautiful. One of the things that I really like about this box is we've got like the heaven, which is white, and then we've got the hell, which is black. And I love the use of the red and the silver colouring. I mean, that is beautiful. And then look at this, guys. Check this out. This is really cool. So you slide that off, and then that one that way. So it comes in like these 3 pieces. And then here on the inside, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, I hope you can, but on the demon side, we have the demonic goetic sigils. And then here we have the angel summoning seals. They're quite hard to see, so I do hope you're able to see that at least a little bit, guys. But I thought that was really clever and definitely well thought out. So we have this beautiful silver ribbon, which helps you pull up your guidebook. So this guidebook matches the front of the box. Let's have a little peek inside and see what we have. So we have an introduction, how to use the deck, and then all the card meanings. And then we have a little bit about the author at the end. So we have the 72 Kabbalistic angels. And then they are split up. So we have the seraphim, the cherubim, the thrones, the dominions, virtues, powers, principalities, archangels, and angels. And then we have the 72 goetic demons. And those are divided into kings, princes, dukes, marquises, counts, knights, presidents. And then we have the seal of Solomon and some information about that. Then we have summoning sigils. So you have obviously the seal of the demon, and then the same with the angel. And there's a little bit of working with them as spirit guides as well. How to use the deck. And then we have a couple of spreads. So we have the circles of hell spread. Interesting. So you have your top ring, your second ring, third, and then fourth. And then we have stairway to heaven spread. So we have bottom step, second step, third step, top step. And then we have other reading techniques there. And then we go into our cards. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that artwork. Stunning. So this is what this is going to look like. So card 1, you obviously have the angel, and then you have the demon. So you have a colour image there. And then you have the information about the angel, and then the same for the demon. So you'll get its name, you'll get its position. So obviously we've got a seraphim, and then we've got a king. And then I am assuming that that might be Latin. No, Hebrew. I think that's Hebrew. So you've got the Hebrew name, and then with the angel, it's telling you the exalted God, because the angel's names has a direct translation that usually connects to God. And then a palm that connects with that angel if you want to connect deeper. And then one of the interesting things that's been given, and this was the same in the Grimoire of Heaven and Hell as well, he will actually tell you if this angel has a connection to you, and the same with the demon. So here it says, sole guardian of those born between midnight and 12:20 a.m., moral guardian of those born on March 20th, May 31st, August 11th, October 22nd, or January 2nd, and physical guardian of those born from March 20th to March 24. And then he's done the same thing with the demon. So servant of those born between March 20th and March 24. And then that's the same all the way through. And then I believe we have some information about the author at the back of the book. There we go. So there is Travis himself. And then all of his social media if you wish to follow him. And then some beautiful artwork to finish. So that is the guidebook. And then we have our deck. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, let's move that out the way. So we have our typical Rockpool advertising. So we'll get rid of that as well. And then we have our deck. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? I love the backing. And for those of you who've watched my other videos, you know I love it when you cannot tell which way round the cards are. So that is fab. And then look at that silver, beautiful, shiny red foiling. Like, look at the shine. That is just stunning. Absolutely beautiful. And then just to show you the size difference. So There you go. So obviously the original deck that he did was more tarot size. This one's more Rockpool typical oracle size, so you can see the difference. And then that was the back. And if you're interested in seeing the full version of this particular deck, the slightly more expensive one, I will have a video out on that as well, guys. So let's turn it over and have a look at what we've got. I'm going to pop it there to give me plenty of space. So I'm not going to say the name of the angel and the demon because I will probably horribly butcher their names, but I am going to read you the keywords instead. So card number 1 is new beginnings, and then if we turn it, we have anger. Now, one of the important things is obviously you can shuffle these and turn them, you know, different ways, because obviously you want to be able to get a message from the demon and the angel. So make sure you give them a good shuffle and turn many of the cards so they're all different. And then don't automatically assume that the message from the demon is negative or evil or baneful or dark or anything like that. It's not supposed to be about good and bad or light and dark. It's supposed to be about a balance. So some of the messages from the demons are good and some of them are slightly more negative or a bit more of a warning, something you need to look at. But that is exactly the same for the angels. Not every message from the angels is a positive. Some of them will be slightly more negative, or, you know, again, a warning. So I will point them out to you as we go through this review. So here we go. So obviously, new beginning and anger. Number 2, love and wisdom, immorality. Number 3, creation of all things, ingratitude. Number 4, divine power, delay. Rectification. So again, rectification is kind of like rectifying mistakes or a situation or solving a problem. So that's not exactly a positive. It's kind of like you've done something, you need to fix it. And then we have unrestrained living. Number 6, the light of understanding, ambition. So again, ambition isn't necessarily negative. It depends on the question you're asking. Maybe you need to be more ambitious. Maybe you need to go for what you want, kind of go for it and stop holding yourself back. Or maybe you're being too overly ambitious and kind of borderlining on greed. So it could be a good or a bad, that message. Card number 7, patience, laziness. Number 8, divine blessings, blasphemy. Number 9, divine forgiveness, deception. Number 10, divine grace, laziness and neglectfulness. Number 11, victory, jealousy. Number 12, refuge and finding peace, indiscretion and lie-telling. Number 13, loyalty, wastrels and vagabonds. They're old words. Don't see them being used very often, words like that. Number 14, truth and justice, false testimony. Number 15, purification, religious and general conflicts. Number 16, loyalty, treason and revolt. Number 17, revelation, atheism and the rejection of spirit. So that could be perceived as losing faith. Number 18, justice, scandal. I think we've already had a couple of justice cards. Number 19, fruition and the realization of dreams, forgetfulness and release of unpleasant thoughts. Number 20, redemption and libertines and renegades. So with redemption, obviously you're looking for some kind of forgiveness because you've sinned, you've done something wrong. So even though there's light at the end of the tunnel, you had to go through that dark first or experience something dark in order to be forgiven in the first place. So do you see what I mean about the angel message not necessarily being 100% positive? It can have kind of a darker undertone to it. And that is the same with the demon messages. They might have a slightly lighter tone to them depending on how you perceive it and what your question is. Number 21, desire for knowledge, prudence. 22, fame and renown, voyages and travel by sea. So that's a positive one. It just means, you know, travel. You're going to go to far off lands, or you need to travel to get to what you want, go on a journey. 23, capacity for healing, destruction of the environment. So that is kind of like you're your own worst enemy and you need to get out of your own way, and that the issues you're experiencing isn't the world, it's you. 24, protection, criminal enterprises. Ooh, I actually work with Nabarius. He's one of my infernal spirits. Spiritual wisdom, black magic. 26, politics and ambition, traitors and conspiracies. 27, propagation of light, slavery and bondage. 28, longevity, catastrophe and haste. Liberation, fanatical belief and hypocrisy. So that's number 29. 30, fertility and multiplication. Say that again. Fertility and multiplicity. There we go. I'll get it right. Fruitfulness, fruitless labour. There you go. 31, intellectual talent, greed. 32, clemency, lust and weak wills. 33, submission to higher order, rebellion. 34, obedience, war and strife. 35, reconciliation, family conflicts. 36, inner and outer work, protection of criminals. 37, breaking the circle, fraud and misrepresentation. 38, ritual and ceremony, falsehood. 39, love and submission, cruelty. So this is like your abuse card, isn't it? So instead of receiving love, you're receiving some kind of abuse and cruelty from your partner. It's quite a sad card, that one. 40, divine comfort, solitude. So again, that's not a bad message, is it? Sometimes you need to be alone to contemplate, to reflect. So that to me is kind of like the hermit's energy from the tarot. 41, undertaking and completing missions, disregarding the rules. So you might complete your mission, but you'll break the rules to do it or not play fair. 42, political authority, malevolent behaviour. 43, prosperity, the fall of empires. 44, success, war and violence. 45, motivation, extreme opposites or opposing fractions. 46, perception and revelation, spiritual troubles. 47, contemplation, impossible plans. 48, fertility and fruitfulness, luxury. 49, grandeur, ego and hatred. Number 50, eloquence, living by your wits and illicit earnings. 51, universal medicine, false promises. 52, atonement of errors. So that's obviously the angel, but it's telling you you have to atone for your mistakes and that maybe you haven't truly been forgiven because you're not asking for forgiveness and you're not humbling yourself and generally acting like you're sorry. So that is, like I said, a slightly more darker message, but from an angel, not from the demons. And then the reverse of that is pride. 53, spiritual communication, ignorance. 54, rejuvenation, overthrowing authority. 55, intellectual lucidity, vice. 56, fortune and fame, self-made individuals. 57, discernment, cowardly actions. 58, mental force, rage. 59, intellectual richness, theft and destruction. Number 60, self-atonement, disability and immorality. 61, infinity and friendship, unnatural passions. 62, desire to know, relationship strife. 63, perception of unity, folly. 64, restoration of life, criticism. 65, fountain of wisdom, unhappy voyages. 66, knowledge of good and evil, physical and moral imperfections. 67, transformation, making mistakes. 68, healing, famine and sickness. 69, restitution, fines and unfair costs. Number 70, alchemy and transformation, dangerous writings. 71, divine warriors, infamy. And the last card, number 72, endings and rebirth, despair and suicide. So this is quite a massive oracle deck, but I do think it's beautifully done. And there's quite a few things we need to acknowledge here. I mean, first of all, we have the red that tells us that's the demon message. And when you flip it, the black tells you that's the angel. So you can't get confused. We also have both of the seals as well, which is a nice touch. We have a nice divide, and there's more than one way you could easily read this deck. You could, first of all, like I said, shuffle and mix the cards up and read as positives and negatives, or as counsel and advice. You could take on both messages by reading the cards that way. So you're getting a message, but you're being warned about something. So in this one, yes, you might get the fresh new start that you desire, but if you let your anger get the better of you, you'll ruin it. So that's one way to perceive that card. On the other hand, if you asked, you know, is there hope for my relationship to reconcile with someone? Can we have that fresh start we want and try again with an ex-partner? And you get new beginning. That's kind of like, you know, the aces in the tarot, or perhaps the Fool, where you can restart that journey and adventure. But if your answer was that, it's you've not worked through your anger or your issues, and that's what holds you back, and you're going to need to work on that and release that before you can move forward. And it might not even just be about you, because you might want that happy beginning, but maybe the other person doesn't, and they can't let go of that anger in whatever happened in that situation. So you could read that as you, but that as the other person in the situation. Or you could read as, yes, you'll get your new beginning, but you must work through the anger and the issues first, otherwise it's going to poison it and wreck it. So there's a number of ways to look at these cards, and that's something I love about this deck. It's quite versatile. You could also completely ignore the demonic half and only work with the angels, or ignore the angelic half and work with just the demons. So there's quite a few ways to work with this deck, I think. And the other thing is, this would make an absolutely excellent, slightly darker deck in your collection. Shadow work you could do with this very easily, because yes, you're getting the positive, but you're also getting the negatives as well. And like I said, that's not necessarily the angel or the demon. You know, you must read this deck as a balance in order to get the answer. Just turn that the right way. But here, you know, will my situation change and can I move forward? Divine power, that would be a yes to me. But if you got it that way, delay, no, there's going to be delays or obstacles to what you want, things that need to be worked through, or obstacles you must overcome first, which is going to slow you down to get to what you want, or to manifest what it is you're trying to manifest. So yeah, absolutely brilliant deck. I really like this deck. I do think it's really nice. I'm definitely looking forward to working with it. Love the guidebook and how much information we have as well, which is really nice. And it's just an overall really interesting, beautifully well done oracle deck. So for me, I would probably easily score this, I think, about an 8 out of 10, I think. The only reason for that is because I would have loved some astrological images on here as well, so like the planets and the star signs. I think it would have been nice for information, you know, here about the angel, and then this side about the demon, or just maybe extra keywords as well. And also what I noticed when we were going through the deck was there was quite a few cards that said justice on it, so we're getting sort of too many of the same message considering the 70 cards. I would have liked a slightly different message. So yeah, so some cards I felt repeated themselves just a smidge, and some of the messages I think would be slightly difficult to interpret, more so than others. So it might take a little bit of practice, but I do think this would be an okay beginner deck for working with angels and demons. So yeah, for that reason, I'm going to score it an 8 out of 10. But let me know what you think, guys. And don't forget about the mini deck here as well. Let me know which one you're going to get, if any, which one you really liked the look of, and which one you have worked with and how you've worked with it. So let me know, guys. So that concludes this review. Thank you so much for watching my unboxing video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me that thumbs up, click the bell. YouTube will tell you when my next video comes out. If you'd like to offer light, love and support to my channel, you can do that through PayPal or my Amazon wishlist. Both are provided. If you wish to book me for any of my spellcasting ritual services or for divination, you can do that through Facebook, Instagram, X, or via email. All the links are provided, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end and supporting me. I do appreciate each and every one of you. But for now, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Blessed be.